I want to share a story about one of the times I felt the most amount of shame from watching porn. So this was 5 years ago, and I'd been already wanting to quit watching for a long time. I ended up watching a documentary about new people getting into the industry. Young women were recruited to come to Miami. They would live in houses with other women doing the same thing, with one guy in control, almost like their agent. And they were sold on this dream of money and lifestyle in Miami. But of course, like many things, only a handful of women doing this would actually make it into the big time. It followed one woman in particular who, for the first couple of weeks, she's doing normal videos. But then eventually, because she wasn't necessarily deemed as attractive by the people in charge, or maybe by viewing figures, suddenly the normal videos she wasn't allowed to do anymore. She was pushed to do these really extreme things, and you could see a lot of the pain there. And like her realizing that she's taken this step that she couldn't go back from anymore, it really shone a light on the reality of the situation and what goes on behind these videos. When you actually start to follow one person's story and you see the reality of it, that's when you start to empathize and understand. I think, oh man, this is not something I want to be supporting at all. And I really felt like that. So I quit. I stopped watching, and I felt strong in that moment. I had a lot of motivation and willpower to not watch, and I felt secure in my decision because I could feel in that moment, this is against my values. If I watch this now, I'll be contradicting who I want to be. I think I made it about 6 weeks, and when I watched my first video again, that moment was one of the lowest I'd ever felt. I felt so much shame. I couldn't believe I'd done it. I was like, but you were so certain of this. There was such strong reasons as to why you weren't going to watch this, and you've just done it again. There's always shame after a session, but this time I felt so low. The more shame I felt, it made me want to watch even more again, because shame was a negative emotion I wanted to escape. And what did I use to escape negative emotions? It was this stuff. And it wasn't for another 3 years until I managed to finally break the cycle. You've got to see the bigger picture, because still in the back of my mind, I believed that I enjoyed it. Even though I didn't agree with it, I still saw some value. And whilst I was believing that, my chimp brain was still telling me, you like it, so you want to watch it. Whilst I was caught up in those ideas, it was only a matter of time until the strength faded. And this is just why willpower doesn't work. It's why streaks don't work. I spent 6 years in this shame loop, feeling terrible, wanting to quit, not lasting long, and falling back into the cycle. I want people to avoid that. So I've created a course that takes you through the process that I spent 8 years developing. If you're ready to reclaim the real version of you, get rid of shame for good, then DM me clarity and I'll send you the course over.